On this Motivation Monday. So minding your mental health is so critical during this COVID crisis. And the Pix 11 Morning News is committed to keeping you motivated to kick off the week. So joining us this morning is mental health advocate and self-care ambassador, Shanti. Shanti, thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you, Betty, for having me.
So a couple of weeks ago, you started these chat sessions on Instagram called Yeah Wellness. What prompted you to do this and how do they play out? What do you do in them?
Sure. So I was having a moment myself a couple weekends ago, and I've suffered from depression and anxiety in the past. And all of my paid speaking engagements were getting canceled. And I was just concerned because I felt like, people are really going to need to know how to take care of themselves and what to do if they're starting to feel anxious, and how can I get my word out there and how can I be of service to others. And so I just sat down and I prayed. This was early in the morning. And I'm a woman of faith. And I said, okay, God, show me the way. How can I get to the people? And so I was like, let me think about it. Okay, it's about wellness. I was like, yeah, it's about wellness. I was talking to myself and I was like, oh my God, that's it. Yeah, wellness. So I immediately went onto Instagram and grabbed that handle and started reaching out to friends, from my former career in the entertainment industry to see if they'd be willing to talk to me about how they were doing. I was like, let me just do something basic as checking in with a lot of celebrities. And we know that the public looks up to celebrities and athletes. And so I wanted them to see that we all may experience anxiety, right? We can all feel anxious from what's going on, but with the help of one another, we can cope and get through it.
Absolutely. So one of your first guests was New York City radio host Charlemagne, who has been very open about his mental health challenges. So how have people responded to these talks, and what are they learning in particular from them? What are your main, lessons, if you will?
So first of all, people were really ecstatic that I was able to get Charlemagne as my first guest. I have actually been featured on The Breakfast Club before in the past, so it was a really good conversation. More than anything, we want people to know how to cope in these situations, just some practical things that they can do around the house, understand the importance of keeping a regular schedule, as well as diet and exercise, because we know we are what we eat. And certainly when you eat foods that are more sugary, or if you have an unhealthy relationship with, say, alcohol or prescription drugs, those are downers, those are depressants. And so we wanted to make sure that people were well equipped with coping mechanisms.
You also featured another DJ who has been hosting some of these quarantine parties, Denice. What is the main purpose of these conversations during these? Because a lot of people, Diddy even just over the weekend had a dance party. I mean, people are doing what they can to keep those spirits up.
Yeah, I think one of the main purposes, again, is just checking in to see how everybody's doing. I think, some people are introverts, some people are extroverts. Denice was saying that he had a moment about a week ago where it was kind of getting to him and he just had to go outside and walk, and that for the first time, he's really starting to kind of learn about self-care within himself. And so he's so popular right now and doing these global club quarantine parties. I wanted the world to know that, yes, Denice, has experienced being antsy and anxious, but let's find out what he's doing so we can share those best practices.
Absolutely. So you mentioned it a little bit earlier. I want to expand on it right now. You left a very successful career in the music industry, and you really want to focus on mental health. You founded an organization called Silence the Shame. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I walked away from my career as EVP of Motown in 2009, and I founded Silence the Shame. It is an education and awareness organization. We exist to help erase stigma and to normalize the conversation. So we produce a lot of community conversations. We have a podcast on iTunes and Google Play and SoundCloud. We do self-care Saturdays. We partnered with the NFL Players Association recently. We are one of their grant recipients. And we are doing these 30-minute workout virtual trainings with various players. And we're doing Zumba classes and yoga, anything that we can do to help erase stigma. And our website is silencetheshame.com.
That is fantastic. Thank you for what you're doing. It's definitely making a difference, and it's reaching out to a lot of folks out there. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.